Paul Stewart was born in southwest London in 1955. As a child, he was an avid fan of science fiction. Stewart started writing at a young age. He writes mainly for children and young adults. Most of his writings, including Virtually True, belong to the science fiction fantasy genre. The title, Virtually True, is a play on words. In the computing world, virtual means not existing in the physical world, but made by software to appear as true in cyberspace. The story, Virtually True, deals with virtual reality or cyberspace and its possible interconnection with the physical world. The other meaning of virtual is almost or nearly the truth. Perhaps the author thinks this story is close to the truth and may become reality someday. Here's a brief summary of the story Virtually True by Paul Stewart. The narrator, Michael Dawson, spots a newspaper article about Sebastian Schultz. Michael discovers that Sebastian had been in a coma after meeting with an accident and has now miraculously recovered. Michael is shocked when he sees Sebastian's photograph. Michael has got to know Sebastian well in the last month. But if Sebastian has been in a coma for the last 6 weeks, how does Michael get to know him? Here's what happened over the past month. Michael and his father had bought a virtual reality visor and glove and some Psycho Drive games at a computer fair. Through a virtual reality visor, a user enters a 3D environment where anything is possible. The gloves are used to interact with the objects in that environment. In Psycho Drive games, the action is controlled by the user's thoughts. Michael met Sebastian Schultz while playing the Psycho Drive game Wild West. In the game, Michael and Sebastian were both sheriffs. While trying to escape from some armed men, Sebastian got shot and the game ended. Sebastian later sent Michael a request for help, in which he asked him to play the game Dragon Quest. Michael played Dragon Quest, but was unable to save Sebastian from the dragon. In his second note, Sebastian pleaded with Michael not to give up. In the game Jailbreak, Michael and Sebastian ran up the stairs to escape from the guards and their dogs. They climbed up onto the roof and waited for the helicopter to rescue them. But Sebastian fell off the roof and the game ended. A few days later, Sebastian wrote to Michael requesting him to play one final game. In Warzone, Sebastian met with an accident, but Michael managed to rescue him. Michael thought he had finally won the game. Thanks to the newspaper article, Michael realizes that Sebastian Schultz really exists. He finds out that Sebastian had been playing Psycho Drive games on his laptop when he met with the accident. Michael surmises that Sebastian's memory was saved into the computer's memory when Sebastian banged his head to the laptop. He also discovers that Sebastian's games had been stolen. Those were the same games that Michael had bought from the computer fair. Michael receives an email from Sebastian thanking him for saving his life. Michael acknowledges that no one can say what is possible or impossible. Michael and Sebastian are the key characters in the story Virtually True. Michael also talks about his dad in the story. Click each label to know more about the character. Like a typical teenager, Michael enjoys playing video games. The Michael who exists in the world of virtual reality is brave and daring. He is willing to take all possible risks to save Sebastian. Ultimately, it is his tenacity that helps him rescue Sebastian. The real Michael is observant and notices the newspaper article about Sebastian Schultz. His intelligence is evident as he researches Sebastian's accident. He shows excellent analytical skills as he figures out how Sebastian's memory ended up in his computer. Sebastian is avidly fond of computer games. The Sebastian we witness in the games is clever. He thinks of various strategies to save himself in the games. He comes to the conclusion that he must meet with an accident if he has to be rescued. This Sebastian is resilient. Though he is defeated in various games, he does not give up. He keeps thinking of yet another way to escape. The real Sebastian, who awakens from a coma, is extremely grateful to Michael. To show his gratitude, he asks Michael to keep the games. In Michael's own words, his father is nutty or crazy about computers. He owns the latest computer and has a weakness for new gizmos. He has also converted his loft into a special room called the Power Base, where he and Michael play computer games. This story tests the boundaries of reality as we know it. Michael meets Sebastian in the virtual world. However, the real Sebastian Schultz is in a coma after meeting with an accident. When Michael rescues the virtual Sebastian from an accident, the real Sebastian miraculously awakens from his coma. Virtually True is a science fiction story. The author has blended science and technology with imaginative thinking. Simulated environments and psychodrive games or interactive games that rely on mental power are realities today. However, aspects of the story, such as Sebastian's memory being stored in the laptop, or his miraculous recovery once Michael rescues him in a game, are examples of imaginative thinking. The world of computer games is realistic, but it is not real. These games are simulated to such an extent that it becomes difficult to separate the virtual world from the real world. For example, while playing Wild West, Michael feels he is actually walking down the dusty tracks and striding in through the swing doors of the saloon. What is real and what is virtual is difficult to judge. As Michael says, with two advanced intelligences on Earth, who can say what is and what isn't possible? The author refers to the power of the human mind and the artificial intelligence of the computers. With a combination of both these intelligences, nothing is impossible anymore. Perhaps what is virtual reality today can be real tomorrow, or vice versa. The immersive nature of computer games means that they are highly addictive. They seem very real, so every victory and defeat seems real. Every time "Game Over" flashes on the screen, Michael wants to keep playing. The lure of bonus points also motivates him to continue. Stories of this kind are also known as futuristic fiction because they give us a glimpse into the future. Maybe what Sebastian and Michael experienced will be a reality one day?